Hello, everyone out in Maryland's beautiful 8th Congressional District. It's your congressman coming to you on this beautiful Friday, October the 7th, for my favorite time of the week, Local Hero, when we get to celebrate the people that make life in Maryland's 8th District so special. And today, our local hero is none other than the great Councilwoman Nancy Navarro. Hello, Nancy. Congratulations on being our local hero.
Thank you so much, Jamie, my absolute favorite congressman. This is such an honor to be featured in this way.
Well, look, we're choosing you because you are our local hero, and you've been such a hero to so many people with, the causes you have championed and the service you have rendered over the years. But I want to take a look back because I know you were on the Board of Education for 5 years. You were twice president of the Board of Education. You were twice president of the county council. You're the chair of the Fiscal Policy and Government Operations Committee, which has presided over this remarkable period where Montgomery County has become one of only, I think, 50 counties in the country out of thousands of counties to have a AAA bond rating. And of course, everyone knows that you were the first Latina ever to serve on the Montgomery County Council, also the first immigrant ever to be elected to the Montgomery County Council. And your time is rapidly drawing to a close as you have only a couple months more. And I wonder if you would take a moment to reflect on the times you've come and then give us a glimpse of what you're thinking about in the future, because we feel like your career is just getting started here.
Well, thank you so much for this opportunity. Yes, it's sort of a bittersweet time as I'm wrapping up my service. It just went by so fast, but a real honor. And being the first Latina obviously comes with a lot of responsibility, right? Being Venezuelan American and wanting to make sure that I am able to represent that community in general, but also make sure that I can lead effectively. And that has been my motto. I've always been motivated by equity rooted in prosperity. That has really led the way for me from the Board of Education and then on the Montgomery County Council. But I really had to reflect on these times, right? I mean, my God, since 2016, with the Trump presidency, 2020 with the George Floyd murder, the pandemic, which was just extraordinarily difficult for so many of us. But then also the census, right? Which has shown now that Maryland is the most diverse state on the East Coast. Montgomery County really is the epicenter of a lot of those changes in terms of the fact that we're very, very diverse in terms of our geography, in terms of our population. A third of Montgomery County residents are immigrants. Our school system is about 72% children of color, and it's a very wealthy county. So to me, Montgomery County really is a reflection of our nation. And so it has been just amazing to be able to lead. And, I also would be remiss if I didn't recognize that a lot of this has to do with my own family and background. My husband is from Haiti, Haitian American, and I have two amazing Afro-Latina daughters, graduates of Montgomery County Public Schools, graduates of Howard University. And so for me, this service has been real personal in a lot of ways. But yeah, it's just been incredible. And I had the privilege in 2019 to serve as council president for the second time. I dedicated that year to passing one of the strongest racial equity and social justice laws in the nation.
The Racial Equity and Social Justice Act, right?
Yes. And it really has shifted the way that we do our work here in Montgomery County, because every piece of legislation, every budgetary decision has to be seen through that lens. You have an equity impact note that accompanies everything, even land use decisions. And so I feel real proud of that because I feel it's a structural, really wonderful legacy that I'm going to be able to leave behind.
It's a major change in thinking. Instead of making social justice and racial equity like a peripheral thing, like an afterthought, we build it organically into all legislation and ask the question, what is this going to do to promote not just prosperity or growth, but what will it do to promote justice and equity?
Yeah, and it is structural, right? If we believe, of course, that a lot of the disparities and inequities, we do know they're structural, right? So we have to dismantle it in that way. So that was really wonderful. And early care and education has always been, in my heart. I think that's where a lot of our issues begin. So I was able to work on an early care and education initiative during my presidency in 2019. And also, economic development, really making sure that we have a good strategic framework rooted in equity as well. So these things have been really transformational, aside from a lot of the other work. But another thing I want to point out was my Latino Civic Project, which I launched in 2011. And it's just to strengthen the civic education of our Latino community. As you know, Jamie, I represent Wheaton, which is the epicenter of the Latino community. And that community saw a transformation that I also was able to lead. Over $436 million invested in Wheaton. But while recognizing that we needed to protect the small businesses there, and I also launched a small business assistance program. So I mentioned these things because, time does fly, and a lot of times we as legislators get really, really busy and don't take the time to take stock of all the work. And I feel like that's happened to me. But when I now reflect, I feel pretty good about what I've been able to leave behind, and the fact that right now I'm the only woman on the council. Right, there are 9 of us, and I'm the only woman. But on November 8th, I believe we're going to elect 6 women. The council has expanded; it will be majority women, and I'm just so excited about that. And we'll be rooting, everybody along.
So we're going from a situation where you're the only woman on the council to potentially and probably a situation with a majority of women on the council, which makes you very much a forerunner and a pioneer. It must be a little melancholy to think that all these women are arriving just as you're leaving.
Very much so, yes.
But I know that they will honor so much your legacy and your great legislative accomplishments. Well, look, I don't want us to close without saying something about how much you are a visible and constant presence in the community, and you are always there for people, people from all backgrounds, people of all ages, that also will be an important part of your legacy, that your leadership is so personal and it's so connective to what's going on.
I appreciate that so much. And, I have to urge everyone, obviously, to please come out and vote on November 8th in the general election. I forgot to mention that I did run for lieutenant governor and was not successful, but it is so important for everyone to come out and vote and take this very seriously, because as I said earlier, we're just navigating transformational times in our country and in the world. And it takes everyone doing their part to really lead from the heart and to achieve great things. And you, Jamie Raskin, my congressman, you have been that example for all of us. I mean, you are a role model of strength and dedication and leading from the heart. We need so many more Jamie Raskins and so many more also women, especially women of color, right? To step up and also lead from the heart and get us through this transition that we are facing at this moment.
Well, thank you, Nancy Navarro, for bringing your whole heart into your political career. And we wish you all the best in your future endeavors. And we know that you will be a constant continuing force in our community. So thank you so much. And you are our local hero for this week in October. So everybody be sure to congratulate Councilwoman Nancy Navarro.
Thank you. Gracias. Thank you.